Howdy folks, welcome back to the shed once more. Yes, it's arrived. The Jones Goods by Rapido. Tony, if you're thinking of getting one of these, yeah, do it, brother. It is a superb locomotive. They've done really well. But let me just grab the camera. I couldn't resist that intro. There you go. Oh, here we are. Sit. Be seated. Howdy, everyone. Welcome in. Yes, the Jones Goods has arrived. What a machine. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's got a lot of American overtones. Andy Hotdog, Digger Evans, hello there, and Brian. We've got Clive in. Hello, Clive. Sorry to hear your bad news. But yeah, these things happen. It's matters of life and death. We're a bit squiffy today, so let me just ease that a bit. I hope everybody is okay. Good to see you in here, Clive. A battling man as always. Smallwood Junction is Paul. Hello, Paul. Nice to see you. Sodor Dandaman. We've got Delft Junction Pete. Hello, Pete. I hope Peterborough is suitably equipped with sunshine this fine day. Ivor Junction Danny. Hello, Danny. Great to see you. I'm not sure you could squeeze this onto your layout because, well, I suppose you could. Attila Varga. Hello, Attila. Nice to see you from down under. And Valleys 56 is Chris. Teeth in. Yeah, absolutely. H&H Express is hi. Hello, hi. I hope the Netherlands didn't suffer too badly from the storm that we had. Yes, rather nasty that was. Sun out at the moment. Yes, it is. Yes, it is indeed. It gives the illusion of warmth, but that's about it. Mick 92, the royal bartender. There he is. Hello, Mick. Nice to see you. Yes, Danny, you could probably squeeze this onto your layout in a sort of heritage format. Because it did actually, while they were doing the film, Those Magnificent Men in Their Flying Machines, they used the Jones Goods on the then disused track between Hitchin, Stevenage and Bedford. I believe that track is now completely gone, but Bangor Junction, Carl Braun, hello there. Nice to see you. Wolf's Xenix is Paul. Slaps Gollum with a trout. Yeah, absolutely. Don't put that on your Outcast videos, Brian. Slap it. Listen to the noise that thing's making. When you've quite finished. Thank you. Apparently that thing has got 3 speakers in it. How much, I don't know how much truth there is in that, but I don't really want to take the thing apart just to prove a point. But if they're saying it's got 3 speakers in it, I'm happy to go along with that. Slap it. The Jones Goods lets off steam. Yeah, just as you slap your head. Yeah, that's it. I'll keep polishing it. Yeah, getting a nice shine on it. The billiard ball factor. Absolutely. It's nice to see everybody in. Pull it apart and show us. Come on. It was difficult enough getting the thing together. It comes in really good packaging. Lovely, fancy, glossy box. You take that apart. Out comes the foam. Out comes the instructions. Read the instructions. Yeah, and I do read the instructions. And from looking at various people's reviews on the Jones goods, it's difficult to put the tender and the locomotive together. You've got a 10-pin connection, male and female, so you've got pins one side, sockets the other, and on top of that there are three fiendish devices like that, two on the side and one on the top. There's a little tab, and if it's not exactly the right angle, the things won't go together, and you're really pushing them together. But what I found was, after various attempts, just make picture videos while dismantling, and then run the video in reverse. Interesting. Anthony Dodge, the model train outsider. There's a busy man. I hope your back is on the mend, Anthony. I know it's a slow process, but all power to your back, as they say. Yes, the Jones goods. Okay. Why make the tender connection awkward like that? I don't know. I don't know why they've done it that way. They just have. But it was difficult to put together. The idea being that you put it on the track. Jean Ricard, hello there. Put it on the track, tender, loco, and get them engaged, and then a firm push. But I was pushing pretty firmly, and it wasn't going. So I messed around with a little tag that goes on top of the connector, and I bent that up ever so slightly. And then as I was looking in the air to see what might be catching, it all of a sudden went together. That's it. I think a little massaging of the tender and locomotive as you're trying to engage the plugs did the trick, and it just slipped together pretty easily. And I thought, where's the drama in that? But it had already taken me a good 10-15 minutes of struggling. But my mouse is stronger than you, Andy. Yeah. I'll bet it is. Yeah. And you did have quite a powerful rabbit at one stage. Well, at least Artie did anyway. 156 Andrew, the Shortbread Express. Welcome in, Andrew. I hope Scotland isn't too nippy today. Forgive me, the Jones goods has decided to have a blowdown. Oh, there's Dwight Curly Express, tuna dog with teeth, and I can prove it. Yes, indeed. Welcome in, everybody. Let me get out of the way, and I can get the Jones goods moving. It's a beautiful loco. The paint, the detailing on it's fabulous. We need some cool weather here, hot and muggy. I could do with hot and muggy, but we've got cold and clammy. But there you go. Does the Jones goods have a stay alive? If so, let's see how long it goes on for when it takes it off the track. I don't think it does have a stay alive. We will demonstrate that now, though. How much was it? What make? It was 200 pounds. I believe the Rails of Sheffield, the price of it without DCC, just the DCC ready version, is 189 pounds, something like that. Just getting moving. So on the phone. Whoa, Anthony's on the phone. Whee. Tim J.D. Dowd, good afternoon to you. Nice to see you. Yes, it's 200 pounds with DCC sound in it. And I made the decision. People were raving about the sound, so I thought, yeah, let's have some. Right, here we go. All I'm going to do is just ease it over a bit. Nope, straight away. Off. So there is no stay alive in it. So we'll start it up again. There we are. But what it does have, its only real feature apart from the sounds is the smoke box glow. And that happens when the coal shoveling is enacted. So you hit the function button for coal shoveling, and all of a sudden the firebox lights up while it's moving, while it's stationary. It doesn't seem to matter which, but anybody else in. I keep thinking of Dad's Army when you say Jones Goods. Well, my thinking is a little different than that. The Jones connection is the Casey Jones connection, because if you take a look at the wheel arrangement, classic 460, and what they've done with the rear wheel, it's literally under the cab. Then there's a long gap and another 2 driving wheels, very, very similar to Sierra number 3. And it was because of this that it caught my eye. No other reason than that, except that I knew it was coming out, and it was made by Rapido, so it's going to have some detail on it. They've knocked it out of the park with this one. I mean, really. Wow. Oh. High's doing something that sounds exciting. Brian, they're busy with solar installation. Hang on, I've got to wind back up for that one. A solar installation. Now waiting on the correct tools for the cabling. Whoa, high tech. Edward, we have Happy Valley Hobbies. Now, Edward, take a look at this. Let's get you a little closer. This here machine is the Jones Goods, created up in Scotland, Glasgow, I believe, around the turn of the 20th century, with suitable sounds. Now you can just see the glow of the firebox on the tender. So if I move this way, there's the shoveling sounds, and there is the firebox with the glow in it. So as soon as that stops, that should extinguish. He's still shoveling. Yeah. And as it stopped, then the LEDs knock out. And that is the Jones Goods. It's very, very, very similar to the Sierra number 3 in layout. And I just thought it looked the business. Plus, there's a local connection in that when they were filming those Magnificent Men in their flying machines, they used this, and it was on the Hitchin to Bedford line, which is now defunct, but at the time it was usable, so they decided to use it for filming. Right, okay, what I'll do, if I plonk you down yonder on the track, I'll try and get things lined up, and we'll move them on out. Now waiting on the tool to extend the cables. This is a converter. Last the power on the converter. Well, fair enough. And that is on 60 out of 126 speed steps. So I'll keep it there and we'll see what it's like. Signal not the best. Is that me or you, Mark? And good afternoon to you, Mark. Aha, Wan Gok. Good afternoon to you. I see you have a Jones Goods also. It's a DIY set, total 3,400 kilowatt hours. Oh, right, okay. Well, that should keep your computers up for quite a while, or does that support the whole house? Right, here comes Jonesy. A bang up job they've done on that. Rapido, I mean, really, it is a wonderful, wonderful looking machine. And it works straight out of the box. Yes, I did run it in. It was blooming cold in the shed, so I spent an hour freezing my nuts off, just running it in forwards, backwards, sideways, you name it. Powered by coal scuttle. Put the Pullmans on as well. These are not actually, these are old as the hills Hornby Great Western Railway stock, which back in the day, I suppose they were expensive, but they were 10 quid each. So we've got 456 GWR coach composite, R458 composite restaurant car, and R457 Great Western Railway brake third coach. And each of those were £9.95 each back in the day. Plastic wheels with they put some white paint to give the idea that they're well, it's just a bit of added decoration, but they're plastic wheels. I mean, I could upgrade them. Well, thank you very much, Edward. We aim to please, as they say. It's nice to please everyone else at the same time as pleasing myself. Yeah, Tim, they're pretty good standard stock coaches. I think they came out in the 80s. Forgive me if I'm wrong. What does it say on it? It says Hornby Railways. So, yeah, pretty generic packaging of its time. Andy 81E. Hello, Andy. Yeah, the Jones goods has arrived, and I've been twiddling with it. I mean, I've got some pretty wide curves on the layout, and all these points are sort of minimum radius. So there's no problems with this, with any kind of radius. Yeah, you've got playable whistles and all kinds of things. There goes the coal shoveling, which also brings on the open coal hole that they shovel into. And those of us constructed it really knows how a steamer works. With that feature of the kettle lights up when the coal is shoveled. Yeah. Yeah, it's not on all the time. It's just either when it plays by itself, because they've got background sounds which you can turn off. You can turn those off. But I like them. It gives it the feeling that it's working by itself. A little autonomy, as they say. Yeah, it's quite low geared, this thing. I'm on 60 speed steps out of 128, so roughly half speed. But as you can tell, it's probably doing a scale speed of about 30 to 40 miles an hour, if that. But the detail on it is fantastic. even while I was trying to add a look, trying to get the tender together with the loco, none of the bits and pieces flew off. I mean, I was being pretty careful, but the paint finish is fabulous. The motor that they've used in it is well geared. They've just got it right. Roy Dennis, good afternoon, Roy. Nice to see you. And Signal Cabin, good afternoon also. Well, I hope it's afternoon where you are. If it's not, it will be morning or evening or the middle of the night. Now, Roy, I'm not sure this is something that you would consider on your railway, but if you're considering something around the turn of the century, this might just be the loco you could consider. The Jones goods. No stuttering over points. Yes, it's up the expensive end of the market, but I don't think excessively expensive considering the quality of the product. And David Hall, welcome in. How's everything doing today? Yeah, pretty good actually. Feel okay, no sniffles, no gripes of any kind, no aches and pains. So physically, everything's good. It's still cold and miserable, but then it is December in England. As you can hear, approaching you from behind will be the Jones goods. I'll give you a little peep of the that's the playable whistle function. Here's a short one. Oh, it's two actually. Here goes the coal shoveling sounds. So you should see that the firebox is lit. Yay. Oh, Signal Cabin's going to be right back. Yeah, I must admit, Tim, I haven't even looked at what kind of revolutions and matched it to the sound. Obviously, if it's going around and it's 4 chuffs per revolution, they must have nailed it. Using Arc browser today, I can't say I've ever heard of that one. Oh, Firefox took a dump and won't display image. Oh, well, that's not good. Here's the usual morning, afternoon coffee. So cheers, everybody. Right, let's see if we can give you a wider view. Here comes old Jones goods. I'm not sure what model of coaches they actually are. I think they're probably in the Hawksworth or Collet sort of range of coaches. Right, let me just move over the top. That's better. There's the 4CEP sitting on the dead track. And here she comes. How's about that then? Hurst Green has put up a video. Interesting. Not got any sound on my locos anyway. Are you running DC then, Pete? By the New York company. Oh, I see. Arc browser. Well, there's something there for anybody that's having browser trouble. Right, once he gets around, I'll just grab the box, and in it will be the various sounds that we can access. There's the box, ladies and gents. That's a lovely, shiny example of what a box should be. And Dave, hello Dave. Here comes the Jones Goods, a good old Scottish locomotive. There's a Bachmann double O gauge Thomas that plays sound on DC without the need of extra equipment. Sound speeds up, slows down, speeds, and blows the whistle on its own. Yeah, I suppose you could probably do that. Should there be markers on the engine for head codes? I think this was in the days before head codes, Edward. This was Highlands of Scotland around the turn of the 20th century. So you're talking around 1890s, 1900s. I still have my AGW sound unit for DC steam. Does that work well, Clive? Right. Here comes okay. Right, here are the DCC functions for the Jones Goods. On F0, you have firebox glow. So I suppose you can turn it on, off. That's about all you can do with it, really. F1. Function button 1 is sound on off. F2 is a brake, and that brake function does actually work. What I'll do, as it comes around, I'll hit the brake in front of the camera. So you hit F2, and I'm not sure it actually gives you any brake squeal, but it stops the locomotive. So I suppose if you're running really fast and you really get this thing stoked up, and swiftly turn off the speed, it will coast and coast and coast, and then you can actually pinpoint where you want to brake it by using F2. F3 is a whistle playable. F4 is a whistle short. F5 guards whistle driver right of way. F6 is heavy mode. F7 is train set mode, so there won't be any momentum or anything like that on there. F8 is coupling, uncoupling sounds. F9 is shoveling. F10 is coasting. F11, injectors. F12 is the blower. F13, safety valves. F14, drain cocks. F15, ejector sound off. F16 is water tank filling. F17, flange squeal, only at low speeds, I think. F18 is fade out the sound completely. And F19 is shunt mode, which I think really gives you some fine control. And there is a bonus on F20. The bonus on F20 is a barking dog. What controller am I using? One of those, Dwight. It's an NCE power cab. Good old-fashioned, push the buttons, twiddle the knob, and off you go. Aha, Anthony's back. All situated on my computer. Cool trains today and always. Thank you very much. How kind. Yes, I thought I'd run the Jones goods as it was so eagerly anticipated. I thought I would run it on its own so we could hear the various sounds. And a bit more coal shoveling. Is the dog to collect the newsprint thrown by the conductor? Could be. Could be. I don't know if there's any story attached to that by Rapido, but it's just something fun that they put in as a function on button 20, function 20, a barking dog. So we'll hear that when the next time it comes around. Right, I'm on the controller and we are ready to hit the function 2 button, which will bring it to a stop, roughly where that signal is. Good morning, James. Nice of you to grace us with your presence. Right, here she comes. Here comes the Jones goods. I'm now hitting function 2. And that's how quick it stops it. So if I now disengage function 2, off she goes again. Stop. There you go. So there's no real brake shoe sounds, anything like that, but it stops it really quite effectively. Here comes the whistle. I hope you can hear that quite well. Right, let's move her on out. I'm now hitting function 2 and that will release the brakes. Wind chill here in County Sligo as well. Yeah, I'll bet there is. So it's probably feeling rather raw. That's the unfortunate thing, as things roll in from the Atlantic, usually Ireland cops it first. Right, a little more speed. Oh, there's Ivo Van Zon. Hello, Ivo. Just finished a marathon 5-hour 3D printed cutting tool. Right. Stop. Oh, it does give a... Right. Function 20. Tell you what, before I do that, let's cut off the sound. And I'll do option 0. I think that's it. And that's that. Here comes sound. Off comes the brake. And back up to speed. We are now on speed step 70 out of 128 or 126. Not aggressive enough for a Jack Russell. No, I think you're probably right. Sounds a bit more like a collie or something like that, which I suppose would be appropriate for the Highlands. Let's just move the camera a tiny bit, maybe back a little. It does tend to focus a little further away. It's very kind of you. Dino! Hello, Dino. Forgive me, Dino, if you've been here since the start. I'm sorry about that. Let's just move that around there a little. Right. Let's remove that. That should be about it. Here comes the Jones goods. No, I don't think that's the case, Dan. Oh, Dino, I've got the card. Thank you very much. Very kind of you, mate. I shall reciprocate as soon as I've got a suitable card. I'll have a trip to Sainsbury's just for you, mate. Sue says you can't hear the dog. All right, let's get a bit closer then. Okay, Sue, now just for you. Come on, Jones. 90 speed steps. Let's see how long it takes to stop. Stop. There we go. Right. Okay. Let's move a little closer. Right. Up a bit. Stop. Right. Oh, how about that? It just cut out. Right. Here we go. Right. We are that close now. Let me up my sound a little so you can hear it. Oh, yeah, the microphone's well down. That's why. Right, try this. Okay. How's that? Did anybody hear a dog? Chihuahua breed, definitely, yeah. I think you're probably right. Okay, here we go. Yeah, a little fast there, I think. Let me just adjust the camera so you can actually see something. There we go. It's barking mad. This hobby's going to the dogs. Oh, any other puns there coming? Right, let's try some of the other functions. I'll do them as it comes past. Mara Curran, hello there. Nice to see you. This is the debut of the Jones goods, which has just arrived, has been thoroughly tested. Once I've got the thing together. Right, here comes the coasting feature, which is on function. Right, that is now coasting. Okie dokie. Option 0. Should turn that off. Option 0. Okay. That's coasting. Let's try shoveling. F9, no. Heavy mode, F6. Try this. Heavy mode. That sounds quite good, actually. I like that. Marchwest Junction, Andy. Hello there. Good afternoon to you. And Anthony, Middleport Junction. Hello there. Good to see you as well. Here comes the Jones good. This is in heavy mode, so I suppose this is under a bit of strain. Come on, Jonesy. Rough track, Edward. No, this is pucker, mate. Well, as good as I could get it anyway. I did clean the rails yesterday, so there shouldn't be any muck on there, but you always get a little bit around the points, I find. Let's just do the finger test. Yeah, there's the black mark. And hi, Andy. It's Andy Dobson. Andy, I hope this afternoon finds you well. We now have 41 in, which is incredible, with 26 likes. So if everybody would like to tickle the like button, it's very good for my analytics. And I said that with my teeth in. Yeah, hi, it's always a problem, track cleaning, particularly if it's areas that are difficult to get to. Right, let's try one of the others. So if we go to coasting, we've got heavy mode, we've got train set mode. Okay. Let's try fade out sound. Option 8. Don't think that worked too well. Option A. Well, it's come back. F9 is shoveling. Go back on heavy mode. Right, well that's coasting. Option 0. Oh, that's better. Right, back to normal. Whoa. Oh. I see Anthony is multitasking. We are now on speed step 87. That's as fast as it goes. This is 126 speed steps. This is as fast as the Jones goods can go. Woohoo! I've just taken that back to what says 66 speed steps. And that sounds a little more like it. Hot Rod Andy. Yeah, thank you very much, Chuck. And good morning to you. Still staying on the track here. I don't think there's any problems like that, Pete. It's just that it's quite a low geared model. So that was probably spinning like a whirling dervish, the motor. But as I've run it in, I don't consider there's any problem in doing that. It's just that they have geared the model rather low. Or something Bavarian. Well, I suppose, Ivo, if you think somewhere around turn of the 20th century. I gather pretty much all of the countries were doing mostly this a similar thing. But I know in America they went from the 440 to the 260 and 460 in order to get a bigger boiler, more power, etc. Ah, Jake. Hello, Jake. Good afternoon to you. I hope this afternoon finds you well. Looks like a G7 with some extra wheels, but still with the wet steam look cylinders. The cylinders are slightly inclined, Ivo. Very, very slightly inclined. But they're by no means massive. Not in stroke or bore. Ah, Ian, 71. Model Eisenbahn TV. Hello, Ian. Nice to see you. I gather the Prussian G7, there are models made of that, Ivo. We now have 39 in with 35 likes. I'm most appreciative. Thank you very much, folks. I'm just wondering if I've managed to teeter over the 400 mark, because last night I'd reached the milestone of 399. Will the next time I look bring 400, I wonder? It possibly might, but then it'll probably go back down to 395 in fast order. Oh, I'm still one away from 400. Well, there you go. But then again, who's counting? Right, let's see if I can move the camera, and we'll point it back slightly the other way. That's as far as it will reach. And let's go right alongside and move it on up a bit. Right, how's that? There we go. Let's drag you across the other side. We'll chase it around. Should be able to see the coal shoveling happening. We can indeed. There we go. I'll just give you a little twist that way, which should help a bit. Bulgarian Railways just restored the G7 to running condition. And I gather it sounds pretty much like this, Ivo. Message from the signal box. All trains to halt as there's an idiot with a camera on the trackside. Police called. Yeah, ain't that the truth? Looks like Maura's got a livestock problem. Anyway, as you can probably tell, I'm quite thrilled with the Jones goods. I think the fact that it's called Jones goods is a bit of a misnomer, because it was actually designed by someone else. But apparently it was known in its day as the big goods. I suppose because it supplanted smaller locomotives. And that's the whole reason it was designed, to give a bit more tractive effort, particularly on some of the Highland lines. Sound horn before entering. Yeah. There's also a bit on the top of that which says, stop, sound horn before entering. That was actually on a locomotive shed before the locomotive shed was demolished. So yeah, I suppose it is a bit high pitched. From where I'm standing, actually being in the room with it, it's like a mid chuff, not very heavy, not too light. I think it's a pleasant enough chuff that I could listen to it for some time without feeling the need to turn the sound off. Yeah, the bar's open, Anthony. So just ask Mick for your libation of pleasure, and Mick will do the honours. Aha! Andrew D. King. Hello, Andrew. I hope this afternoon finds you well. Have you thought of your attaching the camera to a phone to a long gooseneck to allow better position access? There's a bloke that shows you sells decent goosenecks for his round ball lamps. Well, this is just a basic PC and a camera with a mic on it, really. I suppose it's the simplest setup you can get. My phone could probably do it, but it would be like standing there with a hot potato. I do have some ideas on that though, Andrew, which in the new year I will explore. Maybe one of those cameras with pan and tilt and focus and that kind of thing. But that's in the experimental state. Well, it's in the thought process at the moment. The BR41 new belt Kessel. Those are really loud. Morning, sausage fingers. Green King. You can use OBS or Prism Live for multi-cameras. I don't particularly want to go down that road because at some stage they're going to insist that or Microsoft that is going to insist that my PC goes from Windows 10 to Windows 11, and I'm not sure it's going to handle that particularly well, even though it's designed for it. And then on top of that, the processor is doing as much as it can just with this live stream. If I add in any more software, it's liable to degrade it somewhat. So I have other ideas, but you'll have to wait for those, I'm afraid. They reversed that decision on Windows 11, have they? So they may well keep 10 going. I think 10's a much more stable platform than 11. Half the guys who have switched or gone to Windows 11 find out half their cameras don't work and various other eccentricities. Well, it's a pretty slim, tiny computer. I didn't envisage when I bought this computer that I'd be doing this kind of jazz. Watching videos, yes. Actually producing them, no, I didn't foresee that for a second. So maybe time for an upgrade, but if I can find another way around it, I will. Anyway, Andrew, how's the weather the other side of Hertfordshire? Oh, you can update to 11 without the required hardware. Right. I'm still... I don't know. I mean, I could do it and just bite the bullet and just see what happens. But it's going to be a push come to shove, I think, Dave. Dull grey with a gentle breeze. That sounds about right, Andrew. And Bigger Evans is promoting the Pennines and the fact that it's dumping it down. Yes, lost 3 cameras and a PEI Express USB hub when Windows upgraded to 11. Yeah. Yes, I think Ben had some trouble with OBS when he did a live stream, and I think he went over to Prism, and that seemed to be quite stable. Unfortunately, I missed his live stream, so if anybody else missed that, have a look at Eagle Creek Railroad. Friend of the working man, Randall Ellison, otherwise known as Fredo Baggino III, or is it the fourth? Chromebook is quite good. That's what online cloud-based. If you run things using Windows for interesting day. The fourth, Fredo Baggino the fourth. Issues with new Windows versions is that most people buy low-end machines and then complain about it being too slow. After Windows dump 20 gigs worth of updates on the disk. Yeah, I think that's probably the case. Well, I think that's my case. I didn't anticipate I'd be doing this kind of thing, so horses for courses. I may well have bought a gaming computer, and that would have been well set up for live streaming and that kind of thing. But I bought a small computer that could handle watching fairly high res videos from YouTube. Who knew? And we had Dave BNSF. Well, Randall, this is the latest machine, a turn of the century Jones goods, in a funky yellow colour with green banding on the boiler. This is made by Rapido UK, which is the British arm of the Canadian company. They do models in 00. In Canada, they make models in HO. But from what I can understand, it's your best bet for model railroad perfection. Yes, Dave, slip of the tongue there. Early 20th century. Earliest 20th century. But then perhaps, Dave, they should make another, as it's such a fine locomotive. Why not make another from scratch? Such beauty, such grace. But enough about me. I think the colour is Stroudley yellow, as opposed to Stroudley green. Stroudley yellow, I believe, is the colour. It's somewhere between a yellow and a khaki. I put KDs on my BNSF FP45 last night, so they're heading to the club display today, hopefully. Well, I'll be glad to go along with you there and watch. A slip of the tongue, Edward, a slip of the tongue. And congratulations on the new job, Edward. I know that's what you were after, so good going with that. Oh, 400 subs. Thank you very much, Dave. Whether it stays on 400, that's another matter completely. And Robert, welcome in. Could it be that you were the 400th? If so, welcome aboard. What you're about to see before you is the ubiquitous Rapido Jones goods, which is making its way in a stately fashion around my homely layout, which is in a shed in the garden. Big shed, relatively. But here comes the Jones goods with its funky brass coloured cap on the top there. A bang up job. Didn't you promise to do a bed dance when you hit 400? No, Dan, I didn't. Brian needs help with the clip record. Well, I'm sorry, Brian, but it doesn't appear to have derailed for any unpeculiar reason. Touch wood. Right, here we go. We are moving. We are back on the perch. Let's move that down a little so you can move the manual on bits and pieces. Here comes the box. Scottish Legends. Dave Scott. Way. HR 103. It's a lovely, shiny, beautifully presented box by Rapido. The Highland Railway Jones Goods 460. With, that's what it looks like on the side. Rapido Trains UK, 00 gauge. Tells you everything you need to know. And yeah, fabulous. I'm really pleased with that. Whoa. Right. Let me be seated. Move that over there. Oh, there we are. 400. Thank you, Anthony. Amazing. Who knew? 400. 400 people. How about that? Thank you for sharing the Jones goods with us. Beautiful Lake Ride. Take care. Thanks, Chuck. Always a pleasure to see you, man. Don't forget to wish everyone pretty Viddagen. Yeah, I will. Yeah. If I knew what it meant. I can read between the lines. It's obviously something nice. Thank you, Hi. I'm giving my old teeth away. No, I'm not. No, I'm going to save them as an heirloom. Yeah, maybe I'll sell them on eBay. Who would want to buy such a thing? Right, let's give that a little twist. It's a pun based on eating too many Christmas snacks. Okay, yeah, well, there'll be a lot of that happening. Can I remember what your first loco unused for your first sub? Run that in honor of 400. That's an interesting. Okay, I'll have a look back and I'll see what I can arrange for next week. Next week will be the closer to Christmas extravaganza. I'm not sure what I can do for that. I'll think about that. A sip of coffee will help. Cold coffee. See you all next time. Yes, thanks for coming in, Brian and Anthony and Grandpa Rouse. There's JD. Nice to see you. Thanks everybody for coming in. Have a great week and not too much Christmas fare, as they say. Got to do a giveaway for next week? No, I don't think so. Unless somebody wants a set of old tea. Thanks, Tony. Cheers. It's an absolute pleasure for everybody to come in and share a little time watching some trains and chew the fat. Thank you very much, Dino. I'll catch you in the streams. I believe Jason might be doing a stream today. It could be next week, but we shall see. Great to see everyone. Happy trains and tschüss and auf Wiedersehen. That's completely backwards, but I'm sure Anthony will understand. Thanks everybody for coming in, and I will catch up with you next week, if not before, doing a members live. Oh, right, okay. So I'm afraid we're ejected from that one. Anyone not a member, you're not in it, man. Thanks, Randall. I shall catch everybody later. So everybody take care, and I will catch you on the backside. Adios, amigos.